One of the things that a good friend who is a new teacher, and one of the things that I said, if you got to fix one thing in the schools, what would you fix? And she said, low expectations. That we, she works in a Bronx high school, and she said they don't expect anything from these students, and so when you don't expect anything, that's exactly what you get. I wish I knew some systemic way to do that. It's probably, when you have a teacher who has high expectations, it's easy. They're going to lift people up. I recently got to see that movie Freedom Writers, which is really an inspiring movie, as all those true stories are of great successes where people don't expect them. But it's because people don't expect them that they don't see them, and she did expect them. Do you all have any notions on how, if that is a problem, and I'm sort of sensing in some ways that it might be, certainly the government has low expectations for some of these kids, because they're not even trying to address them, to lift them up in the right way. Do you have any ideas how the government can be any help in this? I know I don't, and I've thought about it a lot, so I know I'm putting you all on the spot. Yes?
I've been thinking about that too, and I taught high school, and we tried to do, the science and the social studies in elementary school, and I was thinking, wouldn't it be better to do the language arts, and the math, and then the creativity, and forget trying to jam all this other stuff in. So when they're older, the 9th graders would tell me, why do I have to learn New Hampshire history? I had it in 4th grade. And the 4th grade books were actually the same as the 9th grade books were. And so if they really had their basics and the creativity part, so they could really be good writers and everything, and really push them in that, instead of trying to jam so many different subjects in. I don't know, I've just been...
in some ways, if I had to choose one thing to teach my children, I love science, wouldn't be science. Love history, wouldn't be history. I love literature, it'd be critical thinking.
Yes.
Because that's the tool.
They can't do that.
And certainly it's something we don't test for it, and which is difficult to do, and we don't have very many ways of incorporating it into an already full. I think there's been a little more emphasis on it recently, which is great.
I don't know if anyone feels the same way. The children never get to master anything, which goes back to what you said. There's so much that they're expected to get in, and because of the
Jack
testing,
of all trades, master of none.
Right before with the testing, I know that I find myself in the beginning of the year, you're reviewing for kneecap.
Right.
So you skip through the book and you do a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Then we get down to teaching once that's over. Then we have our first trimester Title I math testing. So then we have to make sure that we cover what's in that. So we find ourselves going through the books again, and then the second trimester and the third trimester. So nothing ever flows. We get a little bit of this and a little bit of that, but again, never mastering anything.
That's an issue. You think of what they lose. They do lose some things, but it might be that you can incorporate some of the lessons, science and history, into writing skills and things like that. But they actually don't have to read about Spider-Man. That it's possible for them to read other things that will, that can. Although they're more interested in reading Spider-Man, I know that. I remember when my son was in 9th grade, and they gave him Pearl Buck to read, and I thought, I'm trying so hard to make him love literature, and Pearl Buck and writing about, a Chinese working family is probably not going to really be that interesting to a 9th grader. So my notion was to make him love to read, and he'd figure out what to read later. But I do think that there are enough options.